I got a surf lesson in Kauai when I was 12, and they could not pull me out of the water. I loved it. The waves were barely breaking, but it was warm, and I loved it. Oh, I didn't stop. I mean, I knew right after I popped up on my first wave, and I knew from then on, this is all I was going to do. I was in high school, felt super awkward, didn't know where I fit in and whatnot, but when I caught that first wave, all of that stuff just melted away, and I was like, okay, this is where I belong, this is what I want to do. Felt comfortable in my skin, felt good. When my mom died when I was 11, and so a lot of stuff really didn't matter anymore, I didn't focus on school or anything, and was just kind of floating by, it felt like. And so when I started surfing, that just gave me a purpose. That's all I wanted to do. I would go to bed early so I could wake up early and surf. And that's all I wanted to do on the weekends, all I wanted to do after school. That's all I wanted to do during school. So I kind of lost track of almost everything, barely graduated. And my dad wasn't really pressuring me to do one thing or the other. He was like, hey, I know you're having a hard time. I want you to make yourself happy. Do whatever you need to do to make yourself happy, as long as you don't hurt yourself or hurt other people. And so that stuck with me. I tried not to hurt myself or other people, and knew I just needed to surf. I moved down to Santa Barbara and tried to do contests and, be a pro surfer, and I wasn't able to do that. I wasn't good enough, and I was working at a bank full time, so it really wasn't working out. I got the Big Dog Surf Camp now. So, right before the Big Dog Surf Camp took off, I was thinking I needed to make more money, and I didn't want to be a bartender for the rest of my life. So I was thinking I was just going to, I actually interviewed for a job selling wine. I was like a wine rep. And I went through all the interviews, and I made it to the final one where I met the president. And I'm in this double wide trailer in Modesto, California, middle of nowhere, super far from the beach. And I looked around at these fat, unhealthy guys, and I was like, no, I don't want this. And I walked out, and thank God the surf camp took off right after that. I like watching the transformation in kids. I like seeing them. A lot of them will start the week off talking one way, thinking one way. And not all of them, but some of them will take on this new kind of persona by the end. Kids get their first waves and get that stoke of surfing. So if I die tomorrow, I will be so happy, and I'll feel like I've touched some people's lives. I have stayed true to what my dad said. He said, do what makes you happy, don't hurt yourself, and don't hurt other people. And that has just rang loud in my head the whole time. This just makes me happy.